I feel like the same as you guys. I've tried, or I've given up trying. But my main focus is to be positive. Is to not think about what I can't affect, and I'm mainly focusing on being positive, on applying myself, on doing everything that they've told us to do, and that's where my focus has been, really. Hello, guys.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, guys. How are we doing?
Very good, thank you.
I don't think any of you know who I am, so I need to introduce myself. I feel like
Trust me, we all do.
you all do.
Yeah.
Tettey! Oh, fantastic! Magnificent!
Can any of you introduce yourself? I will start with, let's go with Aaron.
Hi, my name's Aaron Hesiawisi. I'm originally from Ghana and Jamaica. Been working at BADU Sports, but I just got a new job working at Football Manager and also playing football on the side on Saturdays and on Sundays.
My name is Bishop Latula. I'm 18 years old, 19 next month. I used to play professional football as well.
My name's Karl. Born in England. My parents are from Congo and Kenya. I've been working for BADU since August last year. I'm 20 years old, turned 20 in December.
Hi, right. I'm Joel Akudike. My parents are Nigerian and English. I was born in England. I also have worked for BADU for a very long time, for about 4 or 5 years or something.
Hello, I'm Terry Amarfo Anim. I'm 22, turning 23 soon. And I'm also Ghanaian as well, both parents, but I was born in England.
Yeah, so how's lockdown been? I think we know the answer to this question, but I just want to hear from all of you. How has it been for each one of you? What have you done? How are you feeling about it?
I'll go first. I think lockdown it's been a struggle, but it's also been slightly a blessing in disguise, because it showed people that there's different ways to actually carry on with your lives. For example, no one really thought it would be possible to be working from a home environment.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Yeah.
I'd say the same sort of thing. It's had a blessing. Like for me personally, I also make music as well. And throughout this lockdown, I feel like my music has completely progressed. Because I built my home studio and things, and I've been able to develop it further. But then on the other hand, it's like not being able to teach normal PE sessions, not being able to play football like normal. Like it's a struggle as well.
For me as well, similar to what Aaron and Joel said, it's definitely been a blessing for me in terms of also, let's say, saving money. I feel like it's been a positive, because obviously before, when everything was free and for you to go and do, people going out here, going out there. But for me, over the years, I've kind of started to be someone who's like to stay at home. So the lockdown for me didn't really change anything too much. Like I always like staying at home anyway. So going work, then coming back home, for me was just a normal. But the only, let's say, negative for me was that I didn't get to play football.
For me personally, I think that's the only way you can go. I don't think you can be so negative about it. You can be a little bit, but then you need to find the positives, and you need to focus more on that. And I'm very happy that all of you have something that you've like, that's what I'm going to do during this. You are not allowed to do this, because that will keep your mental health and everything going, and you stay focused. So I'm very pleased to hear you guys say this, because I've heard a couple, some teenagers in your age that been properly struggling with the lockdown. How did you guys get involved with BADU Sport?
Me, I got involved with BADU only recently. When I finished sixth form, I finished my A-levels. I'd pretty much fallen out of love with education. It was a very long process. I had no idea what I wanted to do apart from football, really. I had no backup plan. I just wanted to go and pursue football as much as possible. But I've known Mr. BADU for a long time. and friends within the company convinced me to come down and do volunteering during the summer camp. And the whole way BADU are built up allowed me to integrate with the company whilst also being flexible enough for me to focus on my own football, still allow me to work as hard as I can towards my football. And on top of that, provide me opportunities such as this and other opportunities to work with people and use their links. So I've learned a lot of skills through them, teaching in primary schools now, while still following my main dream of trying to progress within football.
How have they helped you guys with your personal development? Yeah, I'm talking about personally and professionally.
I think most of us here probably wanted to be or still want to be footballers. But working for BADU, it made me let me not say not want the dream of being a footballer, but look at a different side of life. So, for example, doing the coaching, now what Karl was saying, BADU has helped me to realize that you're going to come across different people, but it's about how you handle them. You're going to come across different situations, but it's about how you get through those situations. So for me as a person before, I was never really patient. I was always angry. I would always react to a certain situation. But working with the company allowed me and made me realize that there's certain ways to work around something or certain ways to deal with something.
One thing BADU's helped me with a lot is communicating, and that's a big life thing that you need. So even just small, like before I wasn't communicating great, like even whether it be with money or knowing how to deal with a kid, whatnot, like all the small things is all about communicating. So being able to communicate is a big thing that BADU's helped me with.
Wow, this is great. I'm speechless because everything you guys have mentioned is spot on, because you all want to become football players. For example, Terry, you said, but to become a football player, you need to become a person as well. And then to be a good person, there are certain values in life that you need to be good at. And I think you guys have been spot on every. You mentioned a lot already. Yeah, it was the same with me coming up. Obviously, moving from Ghana to Norway, it was a culture shock. It didn't go well as soon as I arrived there. It took time. I had to have patience. I have to learn to adjust. I have to learn a new language. I have to deal with different type of people, how to react to different sort of things, as you mentioned, Bishop. I feel like I know a lot what you guys are talking about, moving to France as well, again, everything different, and then Norwich. But I think it comes to being a person and having values and how you handle yourself. And even though you're a professional football player, football clubs value all this. They see you as a person first before a football player. And if you can't handle yourself and be a good person, nowadays you will not be. You can be as good as you want, but you is a team. You are in a team, and if you don't apply yourself as you should, you will not be in a team. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter if you have the talent or how good you are. I'll tell you right now, no manager will have you in your team if you are not a good person.
I just had a question from what we were talking about before. Like, how has lockdown affected you, not only just in your career, but like in your just day-to-day life? Because I don't know what like a professional footballer's day-to-day life is like, especially with the lockdown as well.
That's a good question, Joe. I was even talking to my missus about this before I came here, because obviously, me being professional, we're in a bubble, aren't we? So this bubble is protected by testing, and not a lot is allowed to come into the bubble. So when I leave home, I'm in a small bubble, and when I come to training, I'm in a big bubble. So apart from apart the social life has been affected, obviously, the same as you guys. I can't see my friends. I can't. So that part is been hugely affected. But the football side of it hasn't really been that much affected because we have to train, we have to play games. So that side is fine. But it's more coming home and not be able to do certain things that you want to do. But I feel like the same as you guys, I've tried, or I've given up trying. But my main focus is to be positive. Is to not think about what I can't affect, and I'm mainly focusing on being positive, on applying myself, on doing everything that they've told us to do, and that's where my focus has been really.
Alex, what I wanted to know, did you have any setbacks during your the build up to your career? Like, how did you deal with the setbacks? Because I know every player has a setback.
I think when I had setbacks, I didn't have someone physical there to talk to, but I will have to, like, for example, call my dad or my mom or my advisor at that time, and then we spoke through it. Sometimes also because I was in the national team, there was a football mentor coach there where I could talk to that person, and I'll get advice on what to focus on and what not to focus on, and so I had that help. Back to having a proper setback, I feel like I had one when I was in Norway. Obviously everything was going well, doing well, and then I got injured, and then when I came back I thought I would be in the same level as I was before. Everything was not going that well, and I was kind of really sad, and I felt like I didn't want to, not like play anymore, but like have a break. That was tough, but I said, listen, I'm not playing as I should. Maybe I should focus on other things to get me back on track, and I had to really work hard and to get through, and that's what I did. Worked really hard to get back to the level that I wanted to be.
Have you ever come up in your whatever club it was where there's a manager that doesn't like a certain type of player? It could be you, it could be any player in the team that doesn't like the player, and he just doesn't want to play him, or he just doesn't like the way his attitude is. How do you deal with that? Like, because I've been through that sort of thing. That's what made me take a break in football. The manager that was there came from a different club, and then he was bringing in players from that club, and then he was just basically, let's say, favoritizing his players, so it wasn't playing up the players that we was in. And obviously for me, I thought that just kind of stopped my development.
I've come across where, for example, one manager that obviously told me, you for example, you are not my kind of a typical player as a six. I'm not. Let's say I'm not. Who is this? Thiago Alcantara, for example, who will do all this technical stuff, and he told me, he was honest about it, and he told me, I was like, okay, so in your case, Terry, what will you do? Just. And I said, okay, but I have nowhere else to go, so what do I do? I just keep training, smiling, being myself, working hard. And then by doing that, instead of removing yourself from the situation, you are showing him step by step, day by day. Yes, you are not his typical kind of player, but what you are showing him might made his mind up that, yes, even though you are not his typical kind of player, he can fit you in a certain style, so you become his player. And I will tell you now, it is very, very tough, guys, being a professional player, because what you just said happens as being a pro. And being a pro, you need to be, what can I say? You need to be mentally super strong. because there will be things that will happen in, for example, in a dressing room, the manager's decision, the board that's telling the manager to do certain things that will it might affect you like straight away, but you can't. The way you deal with it is being yourself. That's how I've dealt with it in every kind of situation I've come across, even since I was little. Is maybe you don't believe in me, but I'll try and change your mind. I'll try and do certain things that will make you appreciate me in certain way. You always need to put up a fight. In a fight, that I mean, you are just to compete. You need to compete. You need to stay mentally focused. You need to stay strong. And if you do all those things, I'll tell you that maybe not the first day, the second day, the fifth day, maybe not in 2-3 weeks, but at the end of the day, you'll get your chance. For the next, maybe next time we meet, can we all, or you guys all, focus on, for example, you mentioned you want to get back into football. We want to go a bit higher and stuff. Can you think of or prepare or do something that, for example, if you want to get back out there, for example, make a video, get some contact who you can send videos to, do something or prepare yourself that, do something that will, for example, help you get back into it, help you reach a bit higher level, what to do and everything, so we can look at it for next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm very happy to talk to you guys. You're doing great. So keep doing great. Keep teaching, coaching the kids, and keep learning. And then I'll talk to you guys next time.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So see you guys.
Have a good session.
Yeah, thank you. It's going to be a hard one. See you guys.